evening everybody and welcome back to my channel. I have something special for you. I thought of baking something for you today, and it's a cake but with a special ingredient. I'm going to bake with some tea. Yes, you've heard me right. It's chai. The chai that we have in the evenings, in the mornings and evenings. So this is one of the ingredients, and therefore I try to name it as chai cake. So here I have around 125 grams of flour or maida, and with baking, as I said, it has to be perfect in the, we talk about the grams, till the grams, and the same quantity of chai, that is 125 ml of chai. Apart from that, I need some sugar, which I have just made a fine powder of the sugar, or you can take castor sugar if you have at home. Otherwise, I have, like me, you can just make around 15 grams, that is 3 small teaspoons of sugar here. I will need baking powder and baking soda. Baking soda is normally always half of the baking powder. So here I will take 1 teaspoon, and for the baking powder, for the baking soda, it's half a teaspoon. I also need some other ingredients, like I will need some butter and of course some condensed milk, which will give the sweetness to my particular cake. So let me do one thing. First of all, I just show you, this is around 110 grams here of this particular container or the plate there. So I need around 200 grams of, just a minute, 200 grams of condensed milk there. So that's 310, that's it, 200 grams of condensed milk also. Now I will show you how I go about. It's a very easy cake and we plan to have it very nice and soft. Let me also measure the butter. Now this is around 200 grams, so I will need 100 grams of butter. Just let me just weigh the butter, so that it's just 100 grams, so it needs to be exactly 100 grams that I've put in here. The first thing I need to do is that I need to take a bowl, whisking bowl, and then put in the butter and the 3 small teaspoons of sugar that I have, or 15 grams of castor sugar. Now I have to first of all give it a nice mix in the blender, or in fact I'm going to use a, this is what you call an electric blender. So we give a nice whisk here. We need to remember that everything should be in room temperature. Therefore, this one was in room temperature, so I got it very easily done. Now I'm putting in my chai. Alright, it's a completely new adventure that I'm into today. And also my condensed milk there goes in. It goes in properly. So with this, I give a nice whisk. You needn't worry if you have, this is the way you have the curdling sort of thing. Now we are going to put in the other ingredients there. So let's get going. Now into a sieve, I'll put in the required amount of maida, right? And into that, I will first give 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So it has to be completely leveled. This is half and this is 1. And half a teaspoon of the baking soda. So you have to be careful about this, you know, it has to be leveled, shouldn't be less or more. Alright, and just because I do not like so much of sweetness, right, I just would love to have a little bit of salty flavor in my cake. So I'll just put in just 1/4 teaspoon of salt there. And this I take and directly put into my batter. And in a way, once you fold this in, your batter is ready to go to the oven. Now I'm going to heat up the oven at 180 degree, preheat it for 10 minutes. So I'll fold it in now very nicely. into the batter. We have all the good things here. It should be good. Don't you feel so? Because we have butter and we have, as I must have told you in my earlier baking recipes, that we need to fold in just on one side and fold and cut. Fold and cut. Fold and cut this way. So just like that. So in between now, after this folding and cutting, which is almost mixing up my batter beautifully, okay, we should not do it this way and that way, just one way. Okay, it seems to give me a nice flavor. You know, the what's there in my kitchen now is the mixed aroma of tea, butter, and that sweetened condensed milk. Now I need to line up this or butter it up, grease it up. So I'm ready for this to be into the oven. Right, so let me grease it up. So this is the consistency I require. You see, such a beautiful color it has. Now this is completely original. In fact, I haven't added any color. The color of the tea leaves, right? Tea chai, as we call it. Perfectly Indian, I guess. Thanks to mom's recipe booklets. I'm getting new ideas every day. So I'm just trying to pour it into a greased pan. You choose any pan of any shape that you want. Right? And throw in all the batter inside. Right, so that's done. This is very important a step. Just take out all the air bubbles. 1, 2, 3. And now this is optional because I have some almond powder. So I'm putting the almond powder on the top, just like that. You may avoid it. Just the nutritional ingredient there or the quotient there. Okay. So my oven is heated up. And this beautiful smelling cake goes into the oven at 180 degrees centigrade for 20 to 22 minutes. So that's it. And now I need to wait for around 20 to 22 minutes to check how my chai cake. So that's my chai cake just out of the oven. You can see how spongy it seems, right? So let's try and take it out first of all, just to avoid any other damage. So let's try to take it out. We had already greased it, so it seems like it'll come out. Okay, I'll write the name of God there. Okay, beautifully done up. See how soft and nice. It's gonna taste really good, I guess. Turn it over. Okay, and I feel like cutting it. Normally you should wait at least till it gets a little colder. Still, let me cut it. Just to show it to you. It's beautifully done up. Yes. And let me wait to cut the whole thing apart. And so this is my chai cake for you. Beautifully done up. Eggless chai cake. And I think it's worth a try. Do give it a try and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and of course please press on the bell icon to get my notifications. Thank you so much for watching.